I want you all to check out my new apron I got for the kitchen. I got this out of Canada from a denim specialty shop out in Canada, out in Granville Island. So it's called the S&R Apron Company. Khaki color, has the S&R emblem on it. I'll bring it down so you guys can see it. So I'm feeling it. I need me a nice apron because I stay in the kitchen. You know? Right. Let you see what I'm doing in the kitchen today. This is my setup. I'm gonna make a marble chocolate cake. This is my chocolate concoction right here. This is coffee and processed Dutch cocoa. I got my butter coming to room temperature and I'm about to whip it all together. I got my sturdy chef spatula. First thing I'm gonna do is cream my butter. I'm gonna get the sugar and get it popping. I'm gonna use 1/4 cup of organic cane sugar, and I'm gonna use a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. See, I shouldn't have did that. I need 5 1/4 ounces of sugar. So I'm gonna have to just go on and do it how I'm doing it now, but I should have used 5 1/4 ounces, and I should have used my scale, because the measurement is always different when you use a scale compared to using these cups. I think you guys get the picture. Always use a scale if you can. Only time you want to use a measuring cup probably is when you don't have a scale or when you're using teaspoons and stuff like that. Now I need to measure my cake flour just to have it ready. This comes out so I can see the measurements, and now I'm gonna get exactly how much flour I need in ounces. So I'm gonna use 7 ounces of sifted cake flour. I can give you a tip on how to make homemade cake flour. You take a cup of regular all-purpose flour, you take away 2 tablespoons of the flour and add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. That's how you make cake flour, and you wanna shift it about 4 or 5 times just to blend the cornstarch and the cake flour together. And if you want to make more cups, you just multiply that procedure. See, 7 ounces is totally different in 2 cups. If you use the actual measuring cup, it would probably be almost 14 ounces. I'm gonna sift this, and then I'm going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Let's put this in the mix. Add that. That's a 1/2 teaspoon. It's 1/4 of salt. Now I'm gonna whisk this together. I got my 3 eggs. I got that mixed together. I got my 3 ounces of sour cream at room temperature. Now I'm about to cream the butter and sugar. I'm gonna mix this together until it's white, but you probably ain't gonna get no light white because I'm using brown sugar and organic pure cane sugar. So if you're using white sugar, you want to mix it together until it's white. But if you're using brown sugar and organic pure cane sugar, it ain't gonna turn white. So you just got to mix together about 5-6 minutes on medium high. But I'm filling this apron. I'm gonna stop it now. It's been about 5 minutes. Now I'm gonna scrape down a bowl, and then I'm gonna add my eggs. I'm using 3 eggs, and I broke them down. I'm gonna add it to my butter and sugar. Also, you want to grease your cake pan right here. All right, now I'm about to add the egg mixture, 1 tablespoon at a time, and once the egg disappear, you add another tablespoon. So you want to add it 1 tablespoon at a time, and probably halfway through you want to scrape the bowl down and then add the rest of it. So we're about to do that now. Right, this cake is basically done. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of vanilla. Now all I have to do is add the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients. And I'm going to start with the dry ingredients, and I'm going to end with the dry ingredients. So with the mixer turned on low, I'm going to add these dry ingredients. 1/3. You don't want to see any more flour before you add the sour cream. All right, so I just added the remaining of the flour. I'm going to let it all come together, then I'm going to take it off, and this cake batter is done. At this time, I can put it in the oven on 350 and bake it till it's done, probably like 30 to an hour. You just gotta check on it after 40 minutes, make sure everything is okay. But this is gonna be a marble cake, so I'm about to make the chocolate batter. I'm gonna add this to the cake pan and prepare my chocolate batter. So this is how my cake batter is looking. I'm gonna use the sturdy chef and make sure everything is incorporated before I add it to the cake pan. Cake flour are in there, so Just want to make sure everything is incorporated over. All right, to make my chocolate cake, you're gonna start off with 1/4 cup of hot water, and you're gonna start off with a 1/2 cup of processed Dutch cocoa. You're gonna pour 1/4 cup of the hot water. I use coffee over the 1/2 cup of processed Dutch, and you're gonna stir it until it's smooth. Once it's smooth, you're gonna take 8 more ounces of hot water or coffee, and you're gonna mix it all together until it's like this. And you're gonna sit it aside till it comes to room temperature. Now I'm about to start the same process. I'm gonna cream the sugar and the butter, and I'm not sure if I told you with the double vanilla, but you're gonna use a 1.5 sticks of butter. With that double vanilla cake, I use a 1.5 sticks of butter, and I use 3/4 cup of sugar. Light white, about 5-6 minutes on medium high. Now I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract to my egg mixture. Give it a mix, and I'm gonna add the egg mixture to the cream, sugar, and butter, a tablespoon at a time. I need 7 ounces of cake flour, and you're gonna use 1 1/4 ounces of all-purpose flour, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now I'm gonna add the 2 teaspoons of baking powder. All right, for the chocolate cake, the ingredients is 7 ounces or 2 cups of cake flour, and 1/4 cup or 2 ounces of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Gonna mix that together. Now I'm gonna alternate the wet ingredients with the dry ingredients. I'm gonna start with the dry ingredients. The wet ingredients is this chocolate concoction that I made earlier. First, I want to sift my flour too. Right. That is sifted. I'm gonna start with the dry ingredients. Wait till the flour disappear, and you're gonna add 1/3 of the wet ingredients. Now this cake is done. Now all I gotta do is just mix it together and try to do a nice little marble and put it in the oven and watch it. Make sure it don't overcook. All right, let me turn this off and finish mixing it together. Make sure you incorporate it. You don't want to over mix it. I would say this is ready to mix. So we're about to mix it with the double vanilla, with the vanilla cake. As you can see, like I said, some people don't do it like this. They don't make 2 cakes or whatnot. I'm making 2 cakes and basically combining them together. You can put them in all different type of pans, and you can separate the cake. You don't have to make it a marble cake. You can just make a double vanilla cake, or you can just make a chocolate cake. I showed you both of the recipes, and I think I added all the ingredients as well. So if you follow the recipes, I might be all over the place, but all you gotta do is fast forward it or rewind it, and you can get all the ingredients and what I did and make it yourself. You can bake this, cut it up, and freeze it. So whenever you want to treat, you can just take it out of the freezer, let it thaw out to room temperature, and it tastes just like you just took it out of the oven basically. Now what I'm gonna do is try to make a marble. So I'm gonna go all the way to and try to mix it together and make a marble cake, and we're gonna see once it bakes. So as you can see, some of the yellow cake came up to the top, so hopefully it's a good marble. I'll be back in about 50 minutes so I can check it out and see how it looking. Check it out. I got it on 350. We're gonna see what it's looking like in about 55 minutes. The cake is done. Right, this is the cake. Yeah, it's done. All right, so there you have it. This is how I make my chocolate cake and my double vanilla cake. Mix it together and make you a marble cake. I think I did, but we're gonna see when I cut it open. I think it turned out pretty good. It's moist, I know that much. All right, this is my end result. I dusted it with a little bit of powdered sugar. Let's just see how it's looking. All right, it's definitely looking better and it's moister, especially the chocolate cake. This is supposed to be a little dense cake, the double vanilla, but the chocolate is supposed to be moist, but you know, not too much sugar. And this is my marble cake. I think it's a winner. Let me taste it. Let me taste the chocolate first. You can see what it tastes like. Very moist. Now let's check the vanilla. It's dense, it's not too sweet. It's pretty good. The last one I gave a 7, I give this one an 8. I'm gonna start shipping these out. All right, peace.